Is this fun? CJ, what do you think? Is this a fun time? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Like I was saying, get yourself out there and go for a walk. All right, so here we are down at Nine Eagles State Park. It's next to the Missouri border, due south of Des Moines, so just off of Interstate 35. It should be 10-ish mile loop or so. Actually, it's a couple loops that kind of have one connecting point that I kind of put together. The northern portion is mostly equestrian trails, whereas the southern portion looks like, I think anyways, it looks like it's mostly hiking trails. There's a small lake in the center. Here's a nice little playground. This is kind of the beach area that they have here. Smallish, but we are getting remote, so I don't know how much traffic this place gets. I did see a few people still camping. We're talking mid-October right now. And so it's a bit brisk this morning. I think it's only in the 50s. But there's a small wind that's just kind of cutting through the clothing. So, but yeah, hopefully should be a nice little hike. The weather looks like it's going to be good. The skies are blue. Once that sun gets up and starts warming me up and I get some hiking going, get a little bit more comfortable, then it'll be hopefully a nice fun day. All right, so far we are at the Northern Equestrian Campground. Nice fall colors are starting to show up. Of course, here we have a super bright sun. But yeah, what I've seen so far is it starts as a nice wooded walk from the lake, and then most of it is heavily leaves, but some grassy sections. So I'm glad I opted to wear the Gore-Tex shoes to help keep socks dry. Right now, I'm looking for the next entrance. It's supposed to be just a short little section of road here, and then we go into the trail again. They call it the Spur Trail. It's the northernmost trail. It's kind of looks like a small loop that goes up and around. And there it is. So it is just this little grassy cutout, it looks like. But yeah, not too bad. Rolling Hills of Iowa, we'll call it. It's only about a mile in right now. But it's been a relatively regular climb, we'll call it. Not really even steep, just constant moving uphill. Looks like the trail walks next to a cow pasture. All right, so I think I'm coming to a close on the Spur Trail. It's about a mile and a half long trail. There's a lot of intersections that the trail map doesn't show. According to the trail map, it's just one like winding trail. There's no cross paths, nothing like that. There shouldn't be any intersections, but there's a good handful of them. Right now, I just hit a road, and I'm guessing that I'm supposed to go this way. So here we are along the North Trail, and I must say, this one's definitely got that park feel to it. It's a little rough, the trail is. It's been chewed up from horses, obviously, because it's equestrian. But I like the ravine. You can really start to see the fall colors coming in. All right, so we're done with the North Loop now. Out on a road walk here until we find our next trailhead. I should be, hopefully after a couple short little walk, maybe a quarter-mile walk or something like that on the map. So far, definitely enjoying the hike. That north section has a lot of great like ravines, stuff that it weaves in and out of. Pretty enjoyable. The foliage is great. As I said, we started to see a lot more yellows once I got into the ravines and whatnot. But yeah, see, even the road driving through the park has a nice little look to it. But somewhere around here should be our entrance back into the trails. and then we head on to the lake loop. So we're into the lake loop. Let's see I forget what they call it. Oh, the lake trail, yeah. So we're into the lake trail. But yeah, we're into the last 3.5 miles or so. Just one of my first junctions, it looks like it. So, yep, there's the lake, and we got to go around it. So we're going this way. What a beautiful day so far. So we're just gonna punch out this last bit, enjoy the exercise, and get what we get. All right, well, here's a shot of the lake. And there's the beach we parked at. So it's on the opposite side of the lake. The wind has definitely picked up more though. So nice and cooling me down. Starting to build up a good sweat these last few miles as the temperatures are rising. Well, we're here at the base of the spillway. Very dry spillway. I was suffering the same amount of drought that everybody else is, although we've gotten poured on the last couple weeks. But for the most part, yeah, water levels are still low. So I am curious as to if we're supposed to cross here along the tops of the, I don't know, those things. Because there's supposed to be water, and this is supposed to be filled in, and a pool and everything. I can see some trail over on the other side, but how wet is that normally? Because yeah, I can't find any other trails, and it does look on the map like you're supposed to dive in here and then dip back out a touch bit, and then you go up the hill. So I can see a trail marker there to go up the other side of the spillway. Maybe I will explore around to see if I can find another trail, but I guess I'm gonna cross across this and look for another little trail system. All right. Well, the answer is I think that's what you're supposed to do. I couldn't see any other trail anywhere else, so yeah, that's kind of, unless maybe this doesn't fill up as much as I'm guessing it would on a normal precipitation year. But, you know, especially early spring, and the snow's all melting, and then we get the spring showers. I mean, water levels are typically pretty high, normally. So I'm wondering how accessible that portion of the trail is. But, yeah, here we go. Moving on. All right. So here we are on the dam. Like most Iowa lakes, I've mentioned in other videos, almost all Iowa lakes or state parks are pretty much man-made. They may have started as a smaller pond, but they eventually just get dammed up and made bigger lakes. Another shot of the beach area. All right, so we are, I think, almost 9 miles in. You just got to go around this, what would this be? The south and eastern portion of the lake, back to the vehicle. It's a 3.5-hour drive home. And that put me home roughly around 4 or 5 o'clock. Just in time for dinner with the family. Good day. Good day. Well, hello. So we're nearing the end. Looks like this section, which is going to be the eastern shore, looks like they might allow some like picnicking, barbecuing type thing along the shoreline of the lake. All right, so here we are, getting a lot better view of the color starting to come through. So you can still see a lot of green over there, but there's definitely some reds and oranges and yellows peeking out now. All right, so that finishes up the hike out here at Nine Eagles State Park. It was a very enjoyable hike. About a little over 11.25 miles, or a little under 11.25 miles total, about 4.5 hours. Of course, I was going at a slow pace, not a slow pace, but a moderate pace. You know, taking my time, taking photographs, stuff like that. If you're out here doing just a straight up hike, I think then you can definitely knock this place out in under 4 hours, depending on what you're here for and what your purposes are. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the hike out here. Good exercise, good day. Got a lot of photos. I did cut off the campground trail, so you might be able to pull some more distance doing that. If not, though, you know, the lake trail, like I said, I just took the lake trail this way, and I opted not to do the campground trails. The campground trails only like a mile and a half extra. So, but yeah, fun little hike down here by Davis City, about an hour and a half due south of Des Moines. And I'm gonna call it a day and head home. And I hope this video encourages you to get out and go for a walk.